Hello, I'm sitting here with Royd Compton, and what I want to do is have a conversation with him, more like a fireside chat if you like, about why he is where he is today, and how he really came to now get to the point where he is a certified Streetsmart advisor, and sort of some of the, I guess, thought processes and challenges that may have been met along the way. And I appreciate you being here with me today, Royd. So right now we're at the Sofitel in Fiji.
Lovely place.
Yeah, and you've just finished your training for the Business Advisor Program. And what I'd love to do is just get your thoughts initially on, I guess, how long, I mean, generally with most people that I train, there's a tipping point, there's a reason why they come to learn these skills. And I'd love to hear what your main motivation was, or how long you'd been thinking about sort of doing something about the status quo in your world to change it, to have you finally end up being here. So would you mind sharing what that might be, the sort of, I guess, reason why you wanted to come to learn these skills and be here with me?
Yeah, thanks, Ian. The real reason I wanted to come and be here and learn these skills is that I'm 58, I'm staring down the barrel of retirement, and currently I'm an employee. And in my mind, if something goes wrong with my job, and it may not, it may carry on perfectly into my 60s, but if something happened, I'm left with nothing really. It wouldn't be long before I'd be on the breadline.
True. And do you think the government's going to look after you if that occurs?
Government's certainly not going to look after me.
No.
to an extent, but it won't be an extent that I'm keen on.
Yeah. Okay. And so you wanted to do something about it, and were you wondering for quite a while? Have you been concerned about this for quite a while, Roy?
I've been thinking about this and have been concerned about it for probably 3 or 4 years. I've been following you and been receiving emails and everything from you for about 4 years.
Okay.
So it's taken me this long to do anything.
Yeah. And by the way, that's perfectly normal. I've had people on my list for nearly 10 years before they've actually taken action. But what we refer to that as is a technical term, and it's called the cost of inaction.
Yes.
Right? And so it's something that is encountered continuously, because you have to get to a certain point of pain before, let's face it, it's quite a sizable decision you had to make to actually decide to learn these new skills and change the status quo of your life. Would that be a fair thing to say?
That's a very fair thing to say, yeah.
So tell me, you made the decision. You said, okay, well, I think this makes sense. I think me helping other people in business and getting paid really well for doing it, I'd love to do that. You had a few obstacles along the way. Tell me the sort of, I guess, thought processes or blockages that society may have put out there, perhaps preventing you and delaying you actually, and even nearly succeeding in you not learning these skills that you have today. What sort of thoughts would they have been, or issues?
A couple of thoughts was how am I going to finance this? How am I going to how am I going to pay for this training? And that was a big issue. And another thing was my partner was not keen for me to do this, and certainly not at this time. It was I suppose things have just started coming right in our lives. We had a little bit of money, and we could do some of the things we wanted to do, and I think in her mind this outlay was a big step backwards. She was afraid that I was going to be ripped off, and I guess I had those sorts of fears too until I got here.
Yeah. And again, despite me saying, look, come on the first day, and if you don't like it, I'll give you all your money back, there was still that doubt in people's minds that wasn't a genuine offer either.
That's right.
Was it? Yeah. And that was a surprise to me, actually, even in the room when I actually got that feedback from you, because I thought, well, surely people believe me. I'm an honest guy.
Honest looking guy.
Yeah. So look, now All right, so now what I've now referred to that point as is you've been in a certain comfort zone, okay? You've been managing to pay your bills, you've been managing to survive and maybe get little bits and pieces of nice things that you want, because if you don't rock the boat, you'll sort of get along okay.
Yeah.
However, you realise quite wisely that it won't be okay, because the very minute that someone else decides you're not required in that job, there's going to be some serious consequences. So you had a lot of courage, because, by the way, I had to face that same conversation with the love of my life when I first started investing in self-development and my own abilities. And there's very few people around that understand the importance of it. And also, to be fair, there's also a lot of, if you like, shonks out there that would be happy to take your money from you and leave you without anything. So, Royd, you've been considering it for changing the opportunity, I guess, your business vehicle for nearly 4 years, and the pain was getting more and more obvious to you that you weren't really prepared for the life you want to have as you sort of get closer to retirement. And so you like the idea of becoming a business consultant, but you faced a few challenges along the way. Would you mind just sharing what they were, the things that sort of nearly even prevented you from now being a certified business advisor?
Yeah, there were a few challenges along the way, but I'm so glad that I made it here. One challenge was, how am I going to afford this? So I managed to scrape beg and borrow the money to get here, which was great. And the second challenge was my partner was very sceptical, and there were two reasons she was sceptical. One, she didn't quite know whether I was going to arrive here and there'd be no room, no Ian, no training going on, or nothing, and I've come to Fiji and given away my money.
Yeah, and I get that. Yeah.
And the second one, I think, is also she is worried that I'm not going to get into action and do something. And that's fine, because I'm working a full-time job.
Yeah. So you can understand it from their perspective as well.
Absolutely understand it.
And I appreciate what you had to go through for you to have the courage to be here with me today, because I too had to go through those interesting conversations with the love of my life as I discovered the power of the skills that we now have, and it really was challenging for myself, and a couple of times I came very close to giving in as well, because my then love of my life, not yet my wife, did not know what she didn't know. She came from her place of knowledge, but it wasn't obviously an educated place of knowledge where she'd seen all of the results of people that have the skills that we now have. So with that in mind, you've now completed the training, and I promise everyone that they will have the knowledge to be able to generate leads at will, to be able to then convert them into a client, and then to be able to help that client improve their business. Now, they're three promises that I hold very close to my heart. And so, in your opinion, how well have I kept my promises, Roy?
I think you've delivered 100% on your promises, Ian. Yeah, I really have. I know now I have the ability to do just what you said, that I can generate leads, that I can go out and convert those leads into business, and that I can actually help people in their business.
That's important, isn't it?
That's the important
because it's just I just have not seen an industry where we get rewarded so well for what we do, but then the people that we help also get far more reward, because the benefits keep continuing forever and ever.
That's what I like, and what I really like about it, Ian, is that you've developed this systemized process, and I know that if I follow the system step by step, there's going to be success at the end of it for me, and but also for the businesses that I'm working with.
Yeah. So over the next 120 days, now you've now developed a an action plan. You've got clarity on the actual steps that you need to take as soon as you leave this island. How soon do you think it might be before you have a good chance of getting your first client, Royd?
I would love to think that I will have my first client within a week.
Fantastic. That's great news. And would you mind if I touch base with you and see how that progress is going?
That'd be great.
Because nothing would make me prouder than to see you get that first client.
I would love to have it too.
Well, congratulations, Royd.
Thank you, Ian.
You've done extremely well, and I'm looking forward to seeing that new life that you're going to create for you and also for your family, so that you can actually really just not even think twice about can I go on a holiday and take everyone, and will I be able to fund these things I want to do? It won't even cross your mind, fairly surely. So well done.